Hi, my listeners. It's a wonderful day today on 1st of August. This month is very specific for me for many different reasons, but with this particular show, this month is very special. Yes, this is my birthday month. The first show started 3 years ago, from August month, and in one of the first Friday of August, and today, the first Friday for August, the 1st of August. I am talking about the learning curves that I had in this long years and what I am heading to, and then how I am going to help you in this wonderful way. So this show is called Domminus Nissi. People used to ask, what is the meaning of this name, Domminus Nissi? So that's what I'm gonna share with you today in this segment. Yes, when I was really touched with the spirit of my soul. I wanted to do something that can do through the passion that I have. 9 years ago, when I was struggling through my life of a single mom with three boys, around 9 years old and 3 years old, 12 twin boys. They are now 12 years old. So that time I was rushing through my corporate life, having that 5 days travel to the city, dropping kids in the family care, dropping my son to the school, and then going through all different legal issues. I was really hiding myself from the community and from myself and finding out a place to hide all the weekends or all other times other than just go to the work and then do things for my kids. So things were going like that. I was so busy with the ambulance visits to my place and hospital visits and hospital stay because my twins were premature. They were 7 weeks premature. One of my twins was infected by birth itself, and then he was having different episodes of anaphylactics and then high fever and then having feet. So I had to call ambulance to survive him, like, give him a real help calling ambulance. So I do remember many times that I was rushing to the hospital in ambulance and staying there, having this infection, having asthma. So one twin will be getting recovered. So one of my family friends, the only support I had during that time was looking after the other twin and my elder one. And when this twin is getting recovered, I'll have trouble with the other twin. So the life was going through in a very tough way through the hospital visits and all different things at the work. Then the only refuge that I had during that time is to go to the God and connect that to Creator. But I was still hiding from God. I was not really telling what I was feeling at that time, or maybe I was not pausing for me and myself, and then contemplating what's happening in my life. One day when I was at the work, I work for one of the healthcare place here in Melbourne City. My friend was telling me that my face is actually having a bit of like a shivering feeling. Yeah, I was feeling facial plasia, and then I was feeling headache and bit of like a chest pain and all. I know that lots of things are going through my life, but I don't want to share with anybody at that time, so I didn't. But my friend forced me to go to ED because I work for the hospital. I can go up and then see myself to in the ED doctors. They checked my blood pressure, checked my basic, all different basic observations, and they really amazed to see my blood pressure. And it was so high, and they took all different tests, and then they identified something really wrong because my blood pressure is around 257 by something that's so high, which we can't really afford. And I was not even taking any tablets or anything. That day was sort of like time that I had to unhide from my hiding place and tell what happened to my family life to my colleague. I was so heartbreaking because I didn't want to share, and I was so guilty, or I was so ashamed, or I was having anxiety to share all those stories with other people. But anyway, all different tests, and they told me the reality that I'm having a cerebral aneurysm, and it can burst because there is a medical guideline that if it is more than 7 millimeter, it can burst anytime, and then um, that can cause stroke, or even can, like, can have many different things, whatever, I don't know the medical terms, but they mentioned that my cerebral aneurysm is actually on the spot near to that speeching capacity in the brain. So it can have different impacts. Not only that, that cerebral aneurysm, they found AVM. So I'm hearing all these things first time in my life, and my family friend was helping me to understand all the complications. And then I had to take a decision to go through a surgery to at least fix it, even though the surgery was so complicated. We didn't know the success rates. We didn't know what will be the after effects, because I do remember that they mentioning to me, because this AVM is around your speech area, you may not be able to speak again, because they were doing radio surgery. So they were having that precision way of putting that radiation, so that radio surgery. And I have to admit all the toxicity that I may have during that surgery or after the surgery. They were talking all different medical terms, but I was just saying yes, yes, yes to everything, because I wanted to leave for my kids. At that time, kids couldn't even stand up for themselves or speak up for themselves. So I wanted to leave for them. So by the grace of God, I actually uh, gone through the surgery. There was different stories that I already shared before about my dad passing away during that time. Then I had to extend my surgery, and then all different things related to that. But why I'm saying this about my surgery now is because of my radio shows reason behind it. So during the recovery process, I really got the time to reflect on my life and then identify, why should I leave? What should be our motive in our life? And then going through many different reflections that helped me to go through a program in our church. It's called School of Discipleship, and I was going through the real power experience during those sessions. And I was thinking, the doctors told me, or medically they mentioned that there is a possibility that I can't really speak after the surgery, but I love to speak. And then now, after the surgery, I have that power from God that I can speak, I can come back to my normal life, even though the doctors mentioned that you may have only 5 years to live, because usually this type of aneurysm can come back or hit again in 5 years' time. That really gone into my brain, like, I have only 5 years to live. So I was so crazy to do different things in that 5 years, because I know that I have only 5 years and I need to do many different things so that my kids remember me, that I was doing good things for them. I was not looking after for whatever the secular world, but I am doing according to my value and according to my real mission in this world. My real mission is to bring my boys into gentlemen where they respect women, they respect the community and do good for them, because each and every soul got a purpose on this earth. But if you don't understand, and if you're not hearing that, you may be disturbing, you may be destroying someone else's life. So my mission or my mission in this world is to raise my boys into that wonderful gentleman, that they can respect other people, and especially women, and then speak up for themselves. So what happened after my self recovery on my physical level, on mental health level, and emotional level, and even in the spiritual level? I was really fascinated or motivated to share my story through the medium I love. And that's where when I was having my time with my creator, I really had this powerful feeling that I have to do something by the label of God. So, by the label of God, that's what the meaning of Dominus Nissi, but it's two different languages, Latin and Italian. So, Dominus and Nissi. That's why I picked that together. I decided I will do one show just for God by the label of God. And that's why this name came up. Everybody used to ask, what is this name? They can't really understand the meaning of this name. But I decided, or I submitted the whole self of my rest of my life after my surgery to my wonderful creator. And that what I do, everything will be by the label, only for that label, just whatever I do to glorify my God. So I may be doing or supporting different things, but my core value is to glorify my God, my creator. And I can see many different people in this media having different conversations about different things that I support. But the core that connected to me is the time of my lowest point in my life. There are different points, but when I think and redo my memories, I can see the time that I was going to my surgery because I was I was putting my will and my custody of my kids to someone else because I may not come back to life after that surgery. That was my thought that time. So that moment when I think about it, how dare I was like, signing off my signature for that surgery. That was really helping me to lead myself because I want to take that risk to lead my life, to show that the power of yourself, the power of connecting yourself to your creator, because there is a purpose for me to look after that voice. If that's my purpose, God will give me the life back. Or if he thinks like my purpose on this earth is done, I believe that he will call me back. So I didn't have that strength or courage at that time, but the only prayer I had is that thy will be done. I don't know what is going to happen. I'm just signing it because that's the only option that I can take to leave for my kids. So this show actually attitude of my gratitude to my creator that he is allowing me to talk because if that something happened in that surgery or if anything happened through that radio surgery, there can be different chances or different person altogether as Bismi that can't even talk, can't do anything in this radio space. But he gave me my life back, and I celebrated my ninth year of my surgery in this year, May, and now the show is almost the third year, finishing the third year. I'm so grateful for all the people who supported along the way, all the strangers who prayed for my recovery, and all the people in the community who supported along the way. But I know one thing, if you have a passion and your purpose is correct, God will give you angels day by day or week by week. And every minute, you can see that the story is not done because God is taking his story. God is taking the whole season of your life to build that story into a wonderful climax. So, the reason I'm saying that when I celebrate this third year of my show, the people who came from the day one and supported me to this day and then all the future shows, I'm so grateful because I'm learning a lot from them. At the same time, I am feeling grateful to my God because there is a reason for anything or everything that I'm doing because I know that this life is so precious. This life is so valuable. It can taken away in any second, and then you can be a better person or a bad person in a minute second. But those decisions are not done by you. It's more of your creator's decision. So I am again so grateful for this wonderful show and people who are supporting our radio channel. At the same time, I'm so excited and thrilled to share the wonderful news that we received the finalist award for social impact in Windham business world. Yes, we are making impact in Windham through our radio shows. Many different volunteers are doing amazing job in this community radio, and then we are so proud to share that wonderful news. So give us all the wishes for our final results coming up in September. But we are so thankful and amazed to receive that finalist award. And it was this week. And I was so fortunate to receive that award. That all credit goes to our listeners and the impact that you are making by listening our show. So the many different parts of this radio journey is impacting many different life. The other day I was talking to one of the a physiotherapist in this award ceremony, and his name was Faisal, and I'm not sure whether you are listening to me now, but he was talking to me that, oh, I can understand, I can resonate to your voice. Are you the one doing the shows on Saturday morning? And I said, yes, I usually do Saturdays in my mother tongue and Fridays in English. And he said, yeah, you were talking a lot about the festival Onam. But I was wondering, you mentioned about the Hindu people, the Christian people, but you didn't mention about Hindu people. I mean, Muslim people. Why? Because we also celebrate Onam. We take that as in the same spirit. And I was so happy to hear that conversation, because people are listening to you. It may be a regular exercise or like regular pattern for you, or sometimes it may be an accidental tuning to our studio station 88.9. But when I hear those type of comments from our listeners, that's a motivation. So I was telling that I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because sometimes we may miss intentionally or unintentionally. And then I was telling what happened during that day, and then why the conversation was in that show. So thank you so much, my listeners, for listening to us. And if anything is actually connecting to you and helping you to change, we would love to hear that, because this wonderful time of volunteering on this radio station, it's only for that passion that we know that if we can change at least one heart at a time, that is $1 million gift for us, because we love to share that love, joy, and peace to the other people. So, if you are listening to Domminnus Nissi, yes, the meaning is by the label of God. So, I am doing everything by my God's name only, to glorify His wonderful, amazing nature that He is doing into this humanity, His wonderful mercy that we can see each and every time, His wonderful providence that we experiencing, and His wonderful comfort and care that He is doing and giving to all His creation. So if you are connect to your creator, you can see that amazing things are happening, because when you talk about your God, He is listening to you, and He is sharing that love to the people who listen your voice. So I'm so thrilled and excited and thankful for completing this 3 wonderful years of my show called the Dominus Nissi. Yes, by the label of God. So thank you again for you, each and everyone listen to our radio station 88.9 FM. Yes, your sound of West. But that's the sound that we spreading love, joy, and peace. Connect, communicate, and then we can become the community who thrive for the betterness of ourselves. So, this is your host, Bismi Palati, on the very special show by the label of God, Domminnus Nissi on 88.9 FM.